Good morning across central Minnesota. I am Kevin Bloomberg with Granite City Weather. Yesterday was a day for the record books because of our poor air quality. Not just across the country, as we can see here, Minnesota is really standing out in terms of that poor air quality, but even compared to other cities in the world. St. Cloud for quite a while was in the top 5 of worst polluted cities in the world, and at some point late yesterday afternoon, Minneapolis was even topping that list as number 1 because of the poor air pollution. Most of it is coming from Canada with all the wildfire smoke, and the bad news is we are expecting some more smoke today and probably on Saturday as well. The good news is after that we should be done with it for just a little while. Something we wish we would be done with is the drought. This is a drought monitor from last week. It will be updated again later today. We had some moderate drought conditions here this past week. I can almost guarantee you that this will be expanded big time in the update coming in this afternoon. And I would not be surprised to see some severe drought introduced in there as well, because it has been very dry. And unfortunately, I don't see a lot of change happening there either. As of 9 o'clock this morning, it's 58 degrees, dew point is up to 49, and there's a little bit of a breeze too from the east at 10 miles per hour. The wind will remain a little bit breezy throughout the day, and it's supposed to be mostly sunny, but I'm pretty sure that you will notice the haze outside blocking some of that sunshine coming in. And we will continue to see that haze throughout the day today. It will be temperature-wise very similar to what we had yesterday with temperatures around 80 degrees. Depends a little bit on how thick the smoke will actually get. If it gets a little bit thicker than expected, we will remain a little bit cooler. But if there's a little bit more opportunity for the sun to peek through, we could get a little bit warmer than just the 80 degree, maybe some 82 or 83 here and there. And as we look into next week, we don't see a lot of change in the pattern because we have a blocking pattern setting up once again with troughs over the west and the east coast, a ridge setting up in between right over us, and then the jet stream curling around it. And that is really going to keep storms at bay. They're not really going to make it into our area. And as you zoom in on what that will look like at the surface, low pressure off to our west, high pressure over the Great Lakes, and that's really going to be the pattern that we're going to see for most of next week. Storms trying to come in, but as they get closer, they're probably not really going to be able to push through and bring us any precipitation. In between these two systems, we have winds coming persistently from the south at some point next week. That means that the good thing, wildfire smoke will mostly be bottled up into Canada, and temperatures will be on the rise throughout next week. Unfortunately, with this south wind, this time we're not bringing in moisture from the Gulf as we normally would. That will be mainly trapped down to the south. The air that we will be getting is partly from the southern Great Lakes, but most of it is coming from the southwest, also with that upper pattern that I just showed you. And that is very dry air. We have the deserts in the southwest because that air is coming down the Rocky Mountains. It's very dry, and that kind of air is going to set up over us going into next week as well. So next week is once again looking like a very dry one. Today and tomorrow will also be dry with mostly sunny skies. This weekend we could see one of those storm systems get maybe close enough to give us some showers and storms. I think right now the best chance will be off to our west. I'm a little bit pessimistic about our chances here in St. Cloud and areas off to the east. Then as we go into Monday, we see the temperature starting to rise into the upper 80s. The warming trend will likely continue into next week, and I would definitely not be surprised to see a few 90s in there at some point next week as well. And I find the Climate Prediction Center on my site there with above average temperatures late next week and into next weekend, basically for the entire midsection of the country, but especially for us here in the Minnesota area. So make sure to follow us, Granite City Weather, on Instagram and Twitter. We have way more weather updates there for you. Of course, we will keep you updated on the drought situation there as well.